What up guys, Miguel here of Yugatech, and if you're looking for a laptop under 30,000 pesos, you're sort of in a tough spot. For this budget, we're expecting more than just an entry-level machine with basic performance. However, it's still not going to give you all the creature comforts and raw horsepower that you would get with a higher budget. But fret not, as we've gone ahead and gathered what we think are the best budget laptops under or around 30,000 pesos for the first half of 2023. Let's get into it. Quick disclaimer, at the time of recording this video, all the laptops listed here were priced around or under the 30,000 peso budget. So these prices may vary as time goes on. Anyways, first on our list is the Lenovo IdeaPad 3 15ITL05. It features a 15.6-inch Full HD display, an 11th Gen Intel Core i3, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB of internal SSD storage. What we liked about the IdeaPad 3 is its tried and tested design, which has become a staple in this budget laptop range. It's also powered by a relatively zippy i3 processor and even has a touchscreen, which is a great addition at this price. What might sway you against the IdeaPad is the smaller 256 gigs of internal storage you get out of the box. But if you're only going to be using it for casual use, this is really a good value for its price. You can purchase the IdeaPad 3 for around 26,995 pesos. Next up is the Asus VivoBook 15 F515. It's basically got the same specs as the IdeaPad, coming with a 15.6-inch Full HD screen, the same 11th Gen Intel i3 processor, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB of internal SSD storage. It has a nifty fingerprint sensor for biometrics, a minimalist and professional-looking gray design, and a numpad as well for all you number crunchers out there. While the VivoBook 15 does come with Windows 11, it's Windows 11 Home in S mode. This means that upon initial setup, all your programs will have to come from the Microsoft Store unless you turn S mode off. Turning S mode off is a relatively easy process, but it's still a hassle if you ask us. Otherwise, the VivoBook 15 is another good pick with a price of around 26,995 pesos. We then have the MSI Modern 14 C11M. It features a 14-inch Full HD display, an 11th Gen Intel Core i3 processor, 8GB of RAM, and 512GB of SSD storage. With the Modern 14, you get a compact and sleek design, keyboard backlighting, and a light 1.4kg weight. That's going to be great for those who frequently use their laptops on the go. Some online reviews have noted that the Modern 14 model gets subpar battery life, around 2 to 3 hours, but that's the sort of compromise you tend to expect at this price point. The Modern 14 can be purchased for around 26,999 pesos. Moving up in price, we get the Huawei Matebook D15 from 2021. Here, you get a 15.6-inch Full HD display, an 11th Gen Intel Core i3, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB of internal storage. It has a aluminum alloy build, a USB Type-C charging port, and charging brick, and a fingerprint sensor at the power button. We also have thin bezels that you get with the D15, which is possible because its webcam is placed underneath one of the laptop's keyboard keys. Of course, that webcam placement may serve as a downside, as it makes adjusting the camera angle pretty difficult compared to traditional webcam setups. Cause yeah, it kind of just looks up your nose, kind of like this. But this is your webcam. What's up guys? Welcome to the Zoom meeting, you know, it's how it goes. The D15 2021 can be purchased for around 28,999 pesos. Next, we have the Redmi Book 15. It comes with a 15.6-inch Full HD screen, an 11th Gen Intel Core i5 11300H, 8GB of RAM, and 512GB of SSD storage. The biggest feature of the Redmi Book 15 is its Intel Core i5 11300H processor, a high enough performance chip that's normally seen in more expensive laptops. The i5 chip on the Redmi Book 15 offers good performance and an overall smooth experience for both productivity and everyday use. Unfortunately, Redmi decided to cut costs with the display. It's a 15.6-inch screen that offers less accurate colors and subpar viewing angles. If you're planning on purchasing the Redmi Book 15, having a color-accurate external display might be a good idea, especially if you're purchasing it for design work and the like. You can get the Redmi Book 15 for around 28 to 32,999 pesos. Next up, we have an offering from Acer with its Acer Aspire 3. A315-58. It has a 15.6-inch Full HD panel, an Intel Core i3 processor, 8GB of RAM, and 512 gigs of internal SSD storage. Our favorite part of this laptop is its upgradability. You can upgrade both the 8GB of RAM, which is upgradable up to 16 gigs of dual-channel memory, and the 512 gig NVMe SSD, which you can bolster with an additional hard disk drive. You also get a really good keyboard and trackpad with the Aspire 3. The build is made of plastic, but the Aspire 3 series has become a go-to choice for many users at this price, given the no-nonsense value proposition it continually offers consumers. The Aspire 3 can be purchased for around 30,579 pesos. Last but certainly not the least is the Infinix InBook X1 Pro. With the X1 Pro, you get the 14-inch Full HD display, a 10th Gen Intel Core i7, 16GB of RAM, and 512 gigs of SSD storage. It's the only laptop on this list that has a higher-end i7 processor. But do take note that it's a 10th Gen i7 and not a 11th Gen one. Despite that, you get really good performance from the InBook X1 Pro. You also get a really nice screen on the InBook that's both bright and color accurate. That makes it a great option for those who need a laptop for graphic design or photo and video editing work. The one con of the InBook, which may actually be a pro, is the fact that Infinix itself is relatively new in the laptop space. This means that the jury is still out in terms of the InBook X1 Pro's long-term durability. But looking at the laptop itself, the InBook X1 Pro is an amazing package for its price. You can purchase the Infinix InBook X1 Pro for around 30,999 pesos. And that's it. That ends our roundup of the best budget laptops in the 30,000 peso range for the first half of 2023. What do you think of our list? Did we miss any good budget laptops under 30,000 pesos? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful or informative, be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that bell icon so you get notified of our future uploads. Be sure to visit gigatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Again, this has been Miguel, and I'll see you in the next one.